No, these are not German soldiers. They may look like it, but they're not. Here you see G.I. Joe doing just another job that the U.S. Army has called upon him to do. This work is considered vitally important. The group shown in this film are enlisted men of a Mobile Intelligence Training Unit. They have intimate knowledge of our enemy's clothing, equipment, methods, and, yes, his language, for many in these units speak German. They demonstrate this knowledge at Army bases in the war zone in the hope that the first time you see an enemy soldier, you won't waste time asking yourself a lot of silly questions. Those of you who expect to take part in close engagements with the Germans will naturally watch this film with interest and try to remember what you see. In the front lines, it will be taken for granted that you know who you're fighting and what he looks like. The enemy we are fighting in Europe today is a master at flanking movements. He often tries infiltration methods and may appear where you don't expect him. So even if you pound a typewriter, a play nurse may do a peep. You may have to grab that rifle and fight like hell. First of all, a brief look at the basic uniform, the field gray or gray-green, worn by the greater portion of German ground troops. The helmet with an apron or shelf protecting the nape of the neck, running along the sides to form a sort of visor over the forehead. Painted on the left side is the Army and Navy emblem, the standing eagle grasping a swastika in its claws. On the right side, a shield showing the national colors. Now, when he goes into combat, the German frequently removes these little embellishments. He's smart enough to know what nice targets they'd make. The national emblem, a formal standing eagle with swastika, is worn by all German ground forces. The regular army wears it on the right breast of the field jacket. Apparently, the old Prussian warlords who have been running the army for years began to have doubts about their own invincibility when they designed this buckle. The inscription, Gott mit uns, means God is with us, and was counted on to bolster the confidence of their soldiers long before the present regime took over. There is one especially characteristic item of clothing worn by all services except flying personnel of the Air Force: the high black boots. Along with the color of the uniform, these black boots should be well remembered as being one of your surest means of identification. So here is the essential German soldier.
Weaver was transferred to Old Farms Convalescent Hospital at Avon, Connecticut, a rehabilitation center for blind soldiers. By now, fitted with a prosthesis, he very quickly made himself at home in his quarters and rapidly became oriented to his new life. He sleeps with a sock on his remaining foot, saying it gets cold. Weaver married a girl he met at Walter Reed, and when these scenes were shot, was waiting to become a father. As you can see, he is quite capable of dressing, washing himself, and of making his own bunk. His time at Old Farms follows a set schedule. Here, in an orientation class, he learns the layout of the grounds from a scale model. Buildings are made of wood, walks of cardboard, roadways of sandpaper, and obstacles of lead shot. In a very short time, he was able to walk around the grounds without difficulty and without becoming lost. Like all patients, Weaver attends testing clinics, which indicate aptitude in mechanical subjects. Notice his expression and head movements, the same as if he still had his eyes. Weaver does not take a very serious interest in most of his work, but he performs well when he wants to. He often tried to put one over on the instructor. Here, for example, picking up marbles by the handful instead of one at a time. Lunch breaks the classroom day. In the industrial skills class, Weaver chose rug weaving. Here he prepares wires for setting up the loom. Because he had brought a guitar back with him from overseas, Weaver signed up for a guitar class. He also signed up for an accordion class, but at this time was seriously considering dropping out. He thought the accordion was too heavy. The gym class was one of his favorites. Always eager to put on a show for the camera, he really outdid himself. While being rehabilitated at Old Farms, Weaver was planning ahead to get a job in one of the Hartford factories. After that, he thought he might return to Alabama, his home state. This, then, is our patient 1 year and 1 month after being severely wounded. Healthy, in excellent spirits, able to take care of himself, looking forward to the future, and well on his way to becoming a useful and worthwhile citizen. This is medicine in action.
This is fighter country. With the first call on the intercom, our Mustangs peel off and go to work again. With the big bombers homeward bound, our P-51s drop down for strafing runs, concentrating on definite objectives from here to the enemy coast. Skimming along at maximum speed, the fighters pair off and go to work cutting vital Jap lifelines, blasting away at communications, radio installations, power lines. Swooping down on enemy transportation, railroads, marshalling yards, small suburban factories. airfield. Then on to shipping targets. Freighters, fishermen, trawlers, harbor and coastal craft. Destroyer or lugger, it's the same enemy.